Ypatingasis Berries, a special SD and German security police squad, was a Lithuanian killing squad of approximately 50 men, also called the Lithuanian equivalent of Sonderkommando, operating in the Vilnius region. The unit, primarily composed of Lithuanian volunteers, was formed by the German occupational government and was subordinate to Einsatzkommando 9 and later to Sicherheitsdienst and Sicherheitspolizei. There are different estimates regarding the size of the unit. Polish historian Czesław Michalski estimates that it grew from base of 50, while Tadeusz Piotrowski asserts about that there were 100 volunteers at its onset. According to Michalski, after its initial creation at various times hundreds of people were its members. Arūnas Bubnys states that it never exceeded a core of 40 or 50 men. 118 names are known. 20 of the members have been punished. Together with German police, the squad participated in the Ponary massacre, where some 70,000 Jews were murdered, along with estimated 20,000 Poles and 8,000 Russian Pows, many from nearby Vilnius. History. The first mention of the name of the Vilnian Special Squad is from documents dated 15 July 1941. The Special Squad began as police unit formed after Lithuania was occupied by Germany in 1941. Many were the volunteers, particularly recruited from the former paramilitary Nationalistic Union of Lithuanian Riflemen organization. It was composed primarily of Lithuanians, although according to Lithuanian historian Bubnys, a few Russians and a few Poles served in it as well. The unit was subordinated to German police, and had no autonomy. Amongst the original organizers of the squad were Junior Lieutenants Jakubka and Buckus. After the 23rd of July 1941, the commanding officer was Józef Sidorowski. Squad members were issued Soviet weapons and white armbands and were used as guards and to move Jews from their apartments to the ghetto. In November 1941, Lieutenant Balys Norvesa became the commander of the squad and his deputy was Lieutenant Balys Lukosius. The size of the squad was reduced to between 40 and 50 men. By the end of 1943, Norvesa and Lukosius were deployed to a self-defense battalion and command of the YB was transferred to Sergeant Jonas Tumis. Some of the squad members were wearing uniforms of Lithuanian Army until in 1942 they were issued green SD uniforms with swastika and skulls on caps. Squad members were also issued SD identity cards. YB was subordinate only to the German security police. Longest-serving commander of YB was SS-man Martin Weiss. Weiss used to not only command executions but to kill victims personally. In 1943, Weiss was replaced by Private Fiedler. YB was created to kill people and it killed people during its entire existence. It carried out most of the murders in 1941. YB killed people in Ponary, Nemencin, Nayoji, Vilnia, Varina, Jasianai, Isisks, Trikai, Semilisks, and Svenchenis. YB also guarded the Gestapo headquarters in Vilnius, the prison on present-day Gediminas Avenue, as well as the Ponary base. When Germans closed Vilnius's monasteries in 1943, YB guarded the facilities until Germans removed the seized property. In 1943, YB performed far less executions than in 1942. From December 1943, Ponary was guarded by an SS unit and by 1944, according to Lithuanian historian Bubnys, YB did not perform shootings in Ponary. From August 1943, YB was renamed to a squad of 11th Battalion of Latvian Legion. Old identity documents were replaced with new documents of Latvian Legion troops. Despite the formal change, YB was still serving German security police and SD. In July 1944, YB was moved to Kaunas and stationed at 9th Fort. The YB guarded prison and before retreating killed 100 prisoners. Then YB was moved to Stutthof, escorted Jews to Torun. It stayed there until April 1944, when it received orders to convoy Jews to Bydgoszcz. However, members of YB fled from the approaching front and Jewish prisoners escaped. Some YB members successfully retreated to Germany. Some stayed in the zone occupied by Red Army. YB killed tens of thousands of people, mostly Jews. 10 YB members were sentenced and executed by Soviet authorities in 1945. In total, 20 YB members were convicted by Polish and Soviet authorities, 4 of them in Poland in the 70s. In 1972, Polish authorities arrested 3 men, 1 Polish, the other 2 of mixed Polish-Lithuanian ethnicity, and sentenced them to death, later commuted to 20 years imprisonment. Other YB members died after the war or lived abroad. According to the Lithuanian historian Būrys, who cited the Polish historian Helena Pajubska, during 1941 to 1944, approximately 108 men were members of YB. Nonetheless, Būrys notes that it is difficult to answer 2 questions: how many members YB had and how many people they killed. Būrys argues that the number of 100,000 victims attributed to the organization is inflated.